All right, it is I think it's 5 a.m. now. We're in Clyde, Texas at Spring Valley Motocross Park, dropping the RV off out here. We've got an event here next weekend, and so we're leaving here right now to head to New Mexico to chase elk. Coming straight back from New Mexico. Hey, there's Brookie. She's going elk hunting with us. Coming straight back from New Mexico to the RV that's already set up and ready for the race here next weekend. So anyway, I think we've got about a 7-hour drive. It's me, Mandy, River, Brooke, Puddles, and Rio all packed into the pickup. So it's a snug fit, but we're going elk hunting. Jonathan and Colton sending us out to try to put a cow in the freezer, and man, feeling super blessed to get to go out and try to load the freezer up with some meat. Did shoot a doe yesterday morning down on the river to take with us for eating purposes on this trip. So anyway, we'll be eating well. Never been to this area, don't know anything about it. It looks pretty flat, what I found on YouTube. It's not real mountainous. It looks more like hills and cedar trees. So never really elk hunted that kind of stuff. So anxious to see how the land lays out and how it works. It's supposed to be really windy out there for a couple of the days that we're going to be there, so that could affect our success. But either way, it's going to be a success because I get to go elk hunting with my wife and kids. We'll take y'all along with and see what we come up with. Bless you guys.
Welcome to New Mexico. Yeah. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
All right, well, we've made it to Smokey the Bear's hometown. We are hunting in Capitan, New Mexico. You can see the cabin there, the house behind us where we're staying for the next several days. Late night last night. Got up early to get here today. Everybody's pretty well beat. So I've gathered up my gear. I'm going to go ahead and go out and do some scouting, kind of size things up. It's probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to hunt till dark. Just try to get a feel for what's going on here. Visited with a couple of guys that just left here today. They left just a couple hours ago. They've been here for 5 days and didn't see an elk. So a little discouraged, but super blessed to be here. And there's more to that story that I'll share later on. I need to get back here in the timber and kind of see what's going on, get a feel for things, but super blessed to be here. And yeah, Floyd, I don't know if you'll ever watch this video or not, but bro, you just flat blessed my socks off. So anyway, Mandy, River, and Brooke back there in the house, they're chilling, and I'm going to slip off out here and see what I can get into. Got the phone with me, the only camera I got, and hopefully I get an opportunity to film something. Anyway, we'll take y'all along, see if we can come up with anything. Blessings, guys. I just glassed up an elk over here, probably a mile away. I've got enough daylight. I'm gonna try to get over there. I can't tell if it's a cow or a bull. Definitely an elk. So I'm trying to cover some ground and get over and see what we got. I'm fixing to get into the thick timber, so I gotta get there before it gets into the thick stuff, or else I won't see it. I'm probably gonna get another half a mile before I can get back up to an outlook where I can look over there in glass and see if I can see it. At that point, I should probably be 700-800 yards away from the animal, and then from there I'll try to make a play. Nonetheless, just getting into this thing and I'm already seeing elk. It's a good sign. Well, my first evening here. My first evening here is winding down. I seen one elk about an hour ago. Couldn't tell if it was a cow or a bull. It was about a mile away, so I hustled up, tried to get over to it. Time I got in the general area, the wind changed, and I think it probably figured me out. But just here basking. That's it, just basking. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Lord. All right, well, that's a wrap for day one. I did see that one elk. The closest I probably seen it from was probably 800 yards, 1,000, something like that. But by the time I got up into the area where I was hoping I might be able to get an opportunity, the wind started blowing me, just started blowing me all up in the direction that the elk was. Again, I don't know if it was, even if it was a cow or a bull. I was just, seeing body moving through the timber, and figured I'd get over there and make the decision whether it had antlers or not once I was in range. And anyway, did not see anything else. I'm probably half a mile or so from the cabin, and I don't know this country, so I'm a little bit meandering, but I think I got a pretty good direction here that I'm headed back. Anyway, I'm gonna shut you guys off and try to find the house because I don't want to sleep out here. It's cold. Bless you guys. All right, it's the morning of day 2. I didn't get much charge in the phone last night. Slept in the tent and just didn't get the phone hooked up proper, so it didn't charge. Probably won't get to do a lot of filming today, or at least this morning. I'm just moving back into an area that I seen some old sign in yesterday, seen some old beds. So I'm gonna go back in there and spend a little time this morning. I don't know the land real well. I didn't like the idea of being up in the dark moving through and potentially busting stuff. So I know there's different thoughts on that, but I'm definitely not one that likes to bump critters for lack of knowing where they're typically going to be. And I think a lot of times guys will get real gung-ho and they feel like they want to be out and about at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of times you're bumping game before you ever get where you're trying to go. The game that you're hunting, you're pushing out of your country before you even get into there. So I'm cautiously approaching this country this morning, trying to feel it out, have a little better concept of how I'm going to work it for the next few days. So I feel like I was probably selling myself a little short by not being up earlier and out. I got up early enough, but I waited till it was light enough that I could actually glass with my binos as I'm traveling, because a lot of open country here and I can bump a lot of game. And if I can't see them but they can see me, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to shut you guys off and go try to find a cow elk. We shall see. It's a beautiful day. Either way you slice it, you can see behind me. You can see these clouds kind of moving in, the sun starting to come alive out there to the east. Beautiful day. Bless you guys.
You gotta do more.
I will. I just thought the design was running a minute ago.
Okay.
Do what now?
I still need to see me. Cool.
I think I look cooler.
You look like a coal miner.
You do.
As long as the elves can't see me, it's okay.
Well, honestly, like elk glow on the side of a mountain, so do our faces. So, I mean, it really does help.
It's kind of sparkly. It black glitter. If you look at it in the sun, it's kind of glittery.
Mm-hmm. So pretty.
Make up to mud to tree dust.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's day 3 of the New Mexico cow elk hunt, and elk are kind of like dove. I mean, they're pretty migratory, and for the most part it seems like they've moved out. I've seen one, what I think was a bull, on day 1. I could just see body and neck was too big to be a cow. Body was too big to be a cow, unless it was, yeah, it was a bull. So I think I've encountered one resident bull, and that's it. Really no fresh sign, nothing. But I'm about a mile from camp, hiking in, just trying to get back into an area. The wind is ripping today. I'm kind of down in a hole right now, so it's not too bad. But you can see the trees they're getting it. But nonetheless, hiking in, and just looked over on the ground here and found that little cream puff right there, an old chalked out. Let me turn it around. Old chalked out muley. Kind of a cool looking one. I'm just gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna do a big fancy pickup, but nonetheless, just I don't know, a little fork horn, a little brow tine action, palmating a little bit on the brow. You can see it's turning pink. That's how chalked out it is, but nonetheless, we'll strap that on the pack and call it a victory. Muley shed. All right, I gotta go find an elk. Peace out, guys. All right, well, looks like I'm on a rotten mule deer chalk malt roll. I'm gonna do this quickly, but just walking, look down and seeing this one, so I'm gonna reach down, grab it, add it to the collection, and get moving. Peace out. All right, I think I found the mule deer that come off of Noah's Ark. I think I found one of his sheds, so I'm going to show it to you here. We'll do the pickup. There's the burr. That is about as old as you can find them. That one is ancient. So it's just crumbling apart in my hand. I mean, you can see the burr here. Definitely a shed. Of the 3, they're just getting older. Let me turn the phone around and I'll show them to you. There's the first one. Hard white. Got a little pink to it. And then here's another one. It's just that second one, pretty much completely chalked out. And then there's this little mama. It's pretty well decomposed. I'm gonna take it anyway. Carrying those 2. Might as well carry it also. Hell, I gotta drop back down the mountain a good bit. I've got no vantage point from up here, so I'm gonna head back down about a half a mile to where I've got at least a little bit of an opportunity to glass, because I can't really glass anything from here. Anything I could glass, if I could see something, wouldn't have a chance to make a play on it. So we're gonna hustle back down the mountain ways and try to get where we can do something positive. Bless you. All right, guys, so here's the deal. Yeah, I've got enough content here that I've decided to go ahead and make 2 videos out of this. And so I know there's not a lot in this video that would draw anybody into saying, man, I want to watch more of these videos, but it's a part of the story. And that's the deal, is I want to share the story. It's not always so simple that you just go out and harvest an elk. Man, I spent a lot of time in Colorado this year with my bow and didn't keep any of that footage because I didn't harvest. And this is a part of the story, and I want to share the story. And so a part of this story is, a couple weeks ago, a buddy of mine, Jonathan Wise, called and said, hey man, I feel like the Lord's put it on my heart to send you and your family out to New Mexico to try to harvest a cow elk. Or you've got another option. I can send you to a high fence down here in Llano, and you can harvest a cow down there. They've got cow elk there, and you can harvest one of those about the same price. A lot closer, obviously, to go to Llano, but it's a high fence, and is what it is. You're assured to harvest. And man, I'm not riding no high pony on saying I'm beyond hunting a high fence, but I would just much rather hunt a wild fair chase critter. I do know a lot of folks get up on the high horse and they knock folks that hunt feeders and high fences and all that stuff. Yet they'll go to a restaurant, eat a cow that was killed in a kennel. So yeah, I might hop off the high pony on that ideology. If you don't want to hunt that stuff, fine. But knocking people that do is kind of juvenile, in my opinion, or there's some hypocrisy there, I would say. If you're going to be a carnivore and eat a chicken that was raised in a cage, and then knock somebody for going out and shooting a deer in a high fence, whatever. Either way, he said, "I'd like to send you," and I was humbled. It's a blessing for us. We do live off of the stuff that we harvest. That's what we eat. So a buddy of his found out, Colton found out. He said, "Man, I want to help too." And I've never met Colton, not once in my life. And so Jonathan and Colton pitched in, and they sent us out to New Mexico. So we get out to the ranch. They're in New Mexico, my wife and kids and dogs. We get out there, and and the gentleman that owns the ranch comes to meet us at the ranch house. And there's a fee on top of the tags and stuff that you buy to hunt New Mexico. There's also a fee to hunt on his ranch. And so the fee was $750 to stay in his ranch house and to hunt there. So that was donated to us as well. And my buddy Frank pitched in, bought gas to get us out there and back. So there was a lot of folks that helped us to do this. So I had the $750, handed it to the gentleman. We got to talking, and he said, "Man, I'm probably not going to be around much. My wife is, she is 17 days past her expiration date. She's late stages, stage 4, some sort of cancer. Not doing real well, but she was supposed to be dead, just a little over 2 weeks ago." So we got to talking, we prayed together, we wept together, and he said, "You know what? I think I'm going to donate this $750 back to the cause." And he gave that money back to us. And so, man, I get to see things in ways that just make me want to tell the story. And this is a part of the story. And this has little or nothing to do with killing elk, but it's a part of the story of getting out there and being out there. And then this gentleman giving back to what we're doing. So there's some more hunting coming. We're going to be able to show you a dead elk before it's all said and done. But in this video, I want to share life, man. I'm wanting to share the life of people being godly and people being the hands and feet of Jesus to what we're doing and enabling us to continue to do what we do. So, the story, I think about the impact we have on people and the impact that people have on us. And so I got a message from a young man this morning. I woke up with him on my heart, and I think about him a lot, pray for him a lot. And then sometimes I even message him. And this morning I messaged him, just said, "Man, I love you." And that was all I said. And he responded back with a video message. Just said, "Oh man, I think about you all the time, man. And I love watching your videos," and said some encouraging things. And he's grown his hair out real long, and it was pretty cool to see him. He's just gnarly looking, lives up in Montana. And so Mama was in the back. And so I called her to come out, and her and the kids came out, and I said, "You got to look at this video of Taylor." His name's Taylor, man, a great guy. "You got to see this video of Taylor." And so I was showing her this video of Taylor on my phone. And then another video popped up that I hadn't seen yet. And so we watched this video, and we're just laughing and giggling about how cool it is to see Taylor. And so I pushed play on the other video, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm so excited to tell you. I can't believe I haven't told you this yet, but we're having a baby, and it's a boy. And just want you to know that we're naming him after you, man." Man, that was huge for me. It's just huge for me simply because y'all might not understand this, but I pray this almost daily. I try to pray it daily. God, please let people see enough of you and me that they're drawn to the you and me, that they're drawn to you because they've seen you in me, oh God. Make me more like you, God. I want people to see your spirit inside of me. And so when I get a message from somebody that says, "We're going to name our child after you," it's affirmation that people are seeing the Spirit of God inside of me, and it's so encouraging. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another." And, I can't explain the sharpening that Taylor did, him and his wife, Jessica, man, Taylor, man, Jessica, man, what they did for me this morning. But that's a part of the journey. And I've met Taylor from... He's a wild child, man. That dude, he's a professional motocrosser up in the state of Montana, and he is all or nothing. He is winter crash. And I've seen him have some of the nastiest crashes I've ever seen. Not only is he a wild child that is, wound tight, he is tough as nails. In some of the most wicked crashes I've seen, you run there. I'm usually faster than most people, and so I sprint over there and try to pray with the downed riders if it looks like a pretty nasty crash. And there's been times when he's woke up in my arms and, got up and went to try to get back on his dirt bike. That's just how he's wired. But that's how we built a relationship, and we've become more than just friends. There's a kindredness there that's divine. That's all I can say about it. I can't explain it. I don't understand how to put it into words, but I believe it's just a divine relationship. But I think of the journey that we've had to get to this point that we have this relationship. And I think about the impact that I'm having and the people are having on me and that we have on each other. And I want to encourage you with that. You might not recognize the impact you're having on people's life, but you're impacting people for the positive or for the negative. And I'd like you to think about that. Is it for the positive or is it for the negative? Because for the most part, I see a lot of us that just think if we can get a smile out of it, it's worth it. I'll tell whatever dirty joke, or I'll act however stupid, or say whatever. But really, are you being an impact for the positive or for the negative? Anyway, it's the journey. In this journey, we're touching and we're being touched by a lot of folks. Our journey is going to take us next week. Next video, we're going to show you some success. We're ultimately going to get an elk, and me and the kids, man, we had an absolute blast out there spotting and stalking and harvesting and processing and packing. If you've never done it before, some of you have, you understand what I'm talking about. Pack out, man. It's hard to explain, but it's incredible. It's one of the coolest, neatest things you can ever do. I got to do that with my kids, man. Jonathan, Colton, Frank, Floyd, all you guys, man. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to spend this time with my kids and my wife. Either way, y'all know the drill, man. I'd ask you to like, subscribe. I get a lot of video or a lot of information from people. Oh, we watch your videos. I appreciate the watches. I appreciate the views. But really, if you share it with people, then we can maybe impact some other people. And that's my heart's desire. I say it all the time. I'm not looking to try to be famous. I want to touch people with whatever avenue I can. And I spend a lot of time hunting. I've got people that I get multiple calls a week of people that want to go hunt with me. My schedule isn't conducive. It just doesn't work. And so this is kind of how I take people hunting with me, is I do these videos and try to get people that sense of being there. I know it's not the same, but it's kind of how I've had to do it. So anyway, I sure appreciate you guys. I do love you guys. Thank you for watching. And hopefully we can put this next video together and y'all enjoy it, and it'll have a little more action in it than, some extremely handsome guy walking in the bushes like this one was. But anyway, man, thank you guys. Much love, and we'll catch you on the next video.